It's a beautiful day in Scottsboro, Alabama, Goose Pond Island. I'm Bob Starkey. I'm announcing right now, today, to ask to be a write-in candidate for the Representative District 23 in Scottsboro and Jackson County. Today is October the 2nd. It's a month, all we have. It's all that needs to be on a political agenda. A month's enough. So I'm asking people to become involved, watch the YouTube videos on our website, Is It Broke? I think I have a lot to offer. Don't want to. I own 4 businesses. Got another business I'm negotiating right now to probably purchase. But I am more than sick and tired of professional politicians and the machine they build. And they get elected, and we vote for them and elect them on this promise of all the power that their tenure has got, and what all they can bring back to our end of the state. That premise in itself is unethical. It says right here, what I'm running for is state representative. I'm not running for Jackson County representative. State representative. And then they make so many of us believe, and have in the past, that we got all of this education dollars because they have this position. What was that? I can't think of it. Tarzan. When I used to watch the Tarzan movies, that little monkey. If a little monkey was down there, his state senator, we get the same amount. It's appropriated. It's sent back by a number of students. And we're going to have somebody that's got the ego that wants to put their name with it. We've got this TVA in lieu of tax stuff. Buys votes, buys banks, buys everything. We just keep on. We're the fool's corner of the state. If you're a state representative, you make the state better, and then the counties get better. But we elect professional politicians, pay them $30,000 a year on top of the table, and they got to take out all their expenses, travel, stay in Montgomery, and all that. They don't make as much. Every janitor that works in Jackson County makes twice as much take home as that would be. That's crazy. That's absolutely asinine. That we would think that people would leave their businesses and their families for $30,000 or $40,000 or $50,000 a year and have all of those expenses, and we'd get somebody that wanted to do what was right, and that's all they took was what was on top of the table. Now, there are some wealthy families that their members have sent some quality people to Montgomery. I'm sure of that. But we've got a mess. We've got a mess from City Hall to Pennsylvania Avenue. And it's my fault. As a businessman, I've been greedy. I wanted all of my time to go to my business, make all that money. Now I look around, and 80% of what I earn goes to the government and monopolies. I'm sick and tired. I'm announcing to be a write-in candidate. I'm going to do some things. If I get elected, I'm going to make it where we do meetings to go, and we ain't got to go down there and spend the night in them motels with all those prostitutes around. I don't want in all that. I got a good business. I got a good family. I want to stay in Scottsboro, but I want to represent you. We're going to bring some technology to Montgomery if you elect me. But all that ought to be able to be done in 30 or 40 days a year. Every time you look up and they show anything down there ain't nobody there. Show the one in Washington, there ain't nobody in the meeting hall. So what have we done? Do you think Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, they just took off, and it was a burden on them to take away from their business to go up and run and write the Constitution? Do you think they ever believed that we would have professional politicians doing what we've got going on now? We got a president that's never had an employee, that's never, I mean, back then, Adams and all of those people, they were farmers. They ran, they managed. I mean, every time you look up, we got a president still campaigning. The whole thing's been over a year and a half. Have you ever seen him at his desk working? The same thing all the way back to my city hall. We don't have a person in the Magnificent Seven up there that's ever had an employee. And then they run on they're going to bring jobs. I've been asleep. I've been greedy. I apologize. My Mondays are dedicated to doing accountability studies and discovery on my city and my county and my state government. Now, if you elect me, I'll do it from the inside. If you don't elect me, I'm going to do it from the outside. If 80% of what I earn winds up in these people with these monopolies, I was at City Hall trying to get them to do something to make this island where it could be productive about a barge terminal and an easement. They didn't listen to me. They didn't even grunt. But I was sitting there, and the police chief goes up and makes a motion before the Magnificent Seven, and they give him $77,000 to put stainless steel fence in the dog pound down here. Buy it from somebody out of state, and then he tells them, boy, what a deal. We're going to get the prisoners to install it. How many fence manufacturers, installers, been paying licenses, taxes, promoting this city, all of that, are there in Jackson County? And we got 7 guys sitting up there. A mayor, an attorney, and 5, and not one of them objected. Passed it just like that. Could you have got any one of them to gone home to their wife and said, you know, I really believe that we need to go get up in the morning and go to the bank and borrow $77,000 and mortgage our house? And the wife asked, well, what would it be for? Oh, it would be buy a dog fence for 18 dogs. Oh, okay. What time does the bank open? Whew. It's a monopoly game. They're just playing Monopoly with our money. We can't give them enough money. We got to stop the tax thing. It doesn't matter about the taxes, reducing taxes. We got to reduce the waste. We've got to get efficient. That's what I've made my living at. Okay? I go to businesses and I make them more efficient. I'm going to make the city more efficient. I'm going to make the county more efficient. I'm going to make the state more efficient. Now today's October the 2nd, 2010. And I'm serious. I'm going to put some energy on this because we've got a machine that has oppressed Jackson and DeKalb County. We are under oppression in these counties. I'm going to stop. I'm going to do what I can do the next 30 days. I'm going to put energy into it, and I'm not going to stop. If I'm elected, that's one thing. That's fine. If it's not, Monday morning I'll be at City Hall. I want to see who you bought this $77,000 worth of fence from. Why did you You send it to Minnesota or New York after I go spend all my time in South Carolina, 3 weeks installing software, bring a $60,000 check back, and I put it in this community and it creates this tax base, and you just, 77,000 goes to Minnesota. Guess how much of that gets back into our economy? They don't even understand the multiplier effect of economics. Holy moly. How can we get it fixed if we don't work on it? If you've driven anywhere lately, and you've driven by, and there's an old run-down service station, that the windows are knocked out and half of the roof's blown off, that's our city government today. Nobody's repairing it. Nobody cares. We just, more cigarette tax, more beer tax, more sales tax, more, where they can play Monopoly with our money. Just ask them. Would you have spent $77,000 of your money on dog fence? The dogs needed that. Why didn't they put galvanized? Why didn't they get bids from the people that are paying licenses in Scottsboro? Why did they not do that? Why did they not let them that have license, that are paying their employees, that their employees shop in Scottsboro? I'm the only one that was there, besides the police chief. He sold them all. Now, professional politicians, appointees, why would the police chief, tell me this, why would he be a purchasing agent? What are we doing? Having a police chief as our purchasing agent. If we'd have had somebody in Scottsboro put galvanized fence up last 40 years, the only comment was, one of the councilmen said, well, what about if we put galvanized? Boy, police chief, oh, but that wouldn't last as long. Didn't ask a second question, how long? Bam! That's City Hall. So there's $77,000 that just came out of our local economy and just wherever. But if we'd paid that fence guy $2,600 to put galvanized in 40 years from now, and it rusted out, we could pay another one $2,600. And that $2,600 with the multiplier effect and his employees and him spend it in the Scottsboro local economy would have made $7,000 in each trick, or 10 in taxes if we'd have kept it in our economy.